Apple AirPods Pro 3rd generation. Let's open the box and see what's inside. Dave Taylor here, and I have the 2nd generation Apple AirPods Pro. I have worn them for a long time. I really like them. They have served me very well, but there's a new version. So Apple AirPods Pro 3rd generation, also known as the Apple AirPods Pro 3. So what has Apple done to improve these? Well, it's the same processing chip, but they have a different driver, a different acoustic design, supposedly 2x better ANC than the 2nd generation, and it's, Apple says, the best ANC in the world right now. Pretty cool. They also include heart rate sensor, there's a hearing test and hearing aid features, live translation. Now, a lot of those will come with the AirPod Pro 2 when you upgrade to iOS 26. You might have already done that. I already did. So, but still, all in this package, along with 8 hours of battery life with ANC for the earbuds themselves, and a total of 24 hours with the case, which is interesting because these have shorter battery life on the individual earbuds, if I can take one out. So these only have 6 hours of power, but the case gives them more charge. So this actually gives you 30 hours. So it's a little step down in total battery life, but 24 hours of listening to earbuds, that's a lot of listening. But I have more specs. Let's open this thing up. So as with everything Apple nowadays, you don't need a knife. It actually just is designed for you to open it. So I'm going to pull these strips off. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. And by the way, notice that the box is a different size. It's the same depth and it's a little bit narrower, but it's definitely shorter. So that either suggests that they have done a better job of packing it, or it's actually all smaller inside. Let's find out. So I'm going to open this up. And let's do this, we'll do it sort of step by step. So old one has an envelope with all sorts of documents in it. New one has an envelope with all sorts of documents in it. Let's see what they have. So there's a quick start guide, and there is, looks like legalese in one language, legalese in a second language, warnings in a third language, and a limited warranty. So basically a lot of legal paperwork. And then here we have the new 3rd generation AirPods Pro. And I'm going to take off its little wrapping. And this is an interesting paper because it doesn't rip. So I've taken the adhesive off. And so now here they are. I'll open them up. This is the 3rd generation AirPods Pro. This is the 2nd generation AirPods Pro. We can see the case is almost the same size. It looks like it's a little bit narrower. I actually have the specs. We'll get to that in a minute. But otherwise, it looks pretty similar. And on this one, I did get some custom engraving. You can see that in this close-up. That's the benefit of going through Apple. If you go through Amazon, you can get them faster and possibly less expensive, but Amazon doesn't do custom engraving. So there's your trade-off. So I'm going to open them up and I'm going to pull one of the AirPods out. And man, this is so shiny, as you would expect. It is absolutely beautifully white. And so let's see, the design looks pretty similar, actually. You can see here in this close-up, everything seems to be the same. The significant difference is that on the new one, there's a black spot underneath the earbud, which I'm guessing might be where that heart rate sensor is. So that's pretty nice. I'll take these out and let's see. They're designed to be taken out from the front, not the back. And nice bright light, but when the light turns off, there's no obvious spot where the light would be, which is kind of a little bit of Apple magic. It's USB-C charging on the bottom. There's also a tiny speaker here, so it works with Find My. And let's see. So all of that looks exactly the same. They both have a little lanyard connector. So I'm actually really glad that I have the engraving on the new one because I could otherwise get confused here. So there's that, there's the case, there's the actual AirPods themselves. Let's see what else is in the box. So on the bottom are different size ear tips. And in fact, the old one, the box also has, if I can pull this out, different size ear tips. So again, very similar in design. I'll put this here. But notice I didn't have to pull this piece out to get to these. So that makes it a little bit easier to make sure you don't forget. And then when I open this up, this has 4 sizes of ear tips. So one of the differences here is it's 4 plus 1. So the new AirPods Pro 3rd generation comes with 5 sizes of ear tips. This only had 4 sizes of ear tips. So there were 3 in the box and 1 on the actual AirPods. Now, the question I have is, now that we have this, and I'll just put this in front too, is there a charging cable? And it appears that there is no way to take this out, so it does not come with a charging cable. So that's something to know. The old one came with a very nice USB-C to USB-C cable, which I might use with the new one. Go figure, right? But so that's probably the biggest difference with the unboxing, is that the new unit doesn't include a charging cable. So I'm going to go ahead and let's put this old one away just to avoid any confusion here. So that's the AirPods 2nd generation. This is all the 3rd generation. And so that's the unboxing. That's everything that's in the box. Now, here's an interesting question is, I'm going to go ahead and put these earbuds back in to the case. And so now it's flashing white. And I'm going to put it right next to my Apple iPhone 15 Pro. Let me unlock it. And then I'm going to just open it up. And so not only, let me actually capture my screen. This is pretty amazing, the detail that Apple works at. So not only does it see the AirPods Pro and it's ready to pair them, but notice it is aware of the engraving. So it's showing me the engraving on that animation. So I can choose Connect. And it is now chimed, and it should take just a couple of seconds. And there we go. Place both AirPods in your ears. So I guess this is part of the unboxing, is pairing it with my phone. And they're definitely more isolating. And so both AirPods in ears, how do they feel? They fit comfortably, and that's pretty amazing. So I'm not sure what size they default to, but these are, I would say, definitely the right size for my ears. I'm going to skip all of this. Personalized volume, I'll do that later. Conversational awareness, lower media volume, and calls. Okay, so now it's in a mode where it's passing through some of what I'm saying. So all of a sudden I went from more isolating to having it be more of a transparency mode. And control your AirPods, sure, we'll try that. Work with a heart rate, I'll try that. Live translation. There's a lot of steps to go through here. As you can see, I'm not going to take a hearing test right now. And so the earpods, or the earbuds themselves, are actually at 25% charge, and then the case is at 57% charge, which is a slight surprise. Usually devices seem to be at like 70% when you get them out of the box. But that's it, it's done, and I'm ready to go, and I'm going to just play some music real quick. And I'll just pick a song I really like. And, well, I think it's getting confused between all the different AirPods here because it's picked, let's see what's happened here. It's picked the wrong ones. Well, I will figure that out later. Suffice to say, that's the unboxing experience. Super easy to work with. I'm sure there's something really obvious, like I need to unpair these, or it's because I'm recording the screen or something. So I'm not at all worried about them not giving me audio. I'm going to put these back in here, and that is the unboxing. So let me give you just a little bit more in terms of the specs, because I want to talk about sizes. I do want to mention that, as I said, it's wireless and USB-C. You will not need a lightning cable, but you will need to bring a cable because it doesn't include a cable. One of the big differences between the older unit and the new one is that these are now IP57. The old ones were IP54. And the difference being that IP54 means that they are reasonably tough versus something like dirt and sand, but they're a little bit water reverse. So these, if you drop them in water, you might have problems. These are IP57, which means they can handle brief immersion. So if you have these and you get caught in a rainstorm, no sweat. If you get sweaty, no sweat. If they fall into your bathtub as you're getting in, and then you're like, oh, you know, they're not supposed to be waterproof, so you can just take them out and put them on a towel and they'll be fine. So they are a little bit more rugged than the previous generation, which is great. And as I said, it comes with 5 sizes of ear tips. And so now, let me pull the other ones out and let's talk sizes. So I have all the different relevant dimensions. And so 2nd gen, 3rd gen, again, you can just look at that engraving to see which is which. So the ear tips themselves on the 3rd gen, they are 1.22 inches by 0.76 inches by 1 inch, and they're 0.2 ounces. These are slightly lighter and a slightly different set of dimensions. They're 1.22 inches also, but they're 0.86 inches and 0.94 inches. So these are a little bit chunkier in one direction and a little bit smaller in the other. They're also 0.19 ounces, so the ear tips are ever so slightly lighter in the 2nd gen. My guess, that heart rate sensor might have added a 0.01 ounce. Incredible, right? The cases, however, are a little bit more different. So 3rd gen case is 1.86 by 2.45 inches by 0.86 inches and 1.5 ounce. And the 2nd gen is 1.78 inches by 2.39 inches by 0.85 inches, and they're a slightly bit heavier at 1.8 ounces. So the earbuds were ever so slightly lighter in the 2nd gen, but the case was slightly heavier. So this one, earbuds slightly heavier, case slightly lighter overall. Honestly, they really feel like they're the same weight. The difference is just absolutely in the noise. And that's what I got. So I am really excited to get these properly paired and really just start trying out the new ANC. And really, I'm super interested in the heart rate monitor because I do a lot of exercise, and having this monitor my heart rate without me having to wear my Apple Watch, that sounds like a huge win. So eager to try that. This is everything I got. I think these are going to be fantastic. The early reviews from people are absolutely all over. People love these, the live translation feature. There's so much to actually really check out, and it's a different and better sound signature. So if you listen to the 2nd generation and you were like, you know, not a lot of soundstage, not really what I'm looking for in isolating ANC earbuds, these are a different sound. So they're going to actually have a different sound reproduction, which might just bring you back to the Apple AirPods community. Don't know. So that's what I got. These are definitely ones worth checking out. You now know everything in the box and what's not in the box. So I encourage you to check them out if these are something that's on your radar, and especially if you're in the Apple ecosystem. We do need to talk price. Before we get there, I am going to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Click or tap on that subscribe button, hit that bell icon for notifications, and give me a thumbs up if you found this of value. Excellent. These are, not sure, singular, plural, the Apple AirPods Pro 3rd generation, and they are $239 at Amazon.com. I have a link in the description if you want to just click through. They are ever so slightly more expensive at Apple Store, but Apple will give you the ability to do custom engraving of a letter or two or an emoji or two, so you can have your initials on it or something. Historically, I have found that very helpful with my family because we all have AirPods Pro, so they all look the same. So that is what I got, and I will hope to catch you in my next video.